Ladies and gentlemen, today we stand on the brink of something massive, a financial shift that will shake the very foundations of the crypto market. For years, we've seen institutions pour billions into Bitcoin, treating it as digital gold. But what if I told you that there's another asset, one that's faster, cheaper, and just as powerful, on the verge of exploding? That asset is Litecoin. You see, institutions don't gamble. They don't throw money into speculation. They calculate, they strategize, they play the long game. And guess what? They're betting big on LTC. Why? Because they know something most people don't. The institutional bet on Litecoin. When Wall Street moves, they move with precision. They are not in the business of hype. Yet, they're quietly accumulating Litecoin while the masses sleep. They see its deep liquidity, its integrations across major payment systems, and its rock-solid fundamentals. And now, the spot Litecoin ETF is on the horizon, a 90% chance of approval. That's not speculation, that's a financial tidal wave forming. The strengths that set Litecoin apart. Let's talk about what makes Litecoin a weapon in the financial arena. It's got speed processing transactions 4 times faster than Bitcoin. It's got privacy with the Mimblewimble extension, giving users optional confidentiality. And most importantly, it's deeply embedded in the infrastructure of crypto finance. Wherever you find Bitcoin, you'll find Litecoin. ATMs, payment systems, even Fidelity, one of the world's largest asset managers, added Litecoin alongside BTC and ETH. When you see a coin integrated at this level, you know it's playing in the big leagues. The ETF approval, a market explosion waiting to happen. Now let's talk about the ETF. When Bitcoin's spot ETF was approved, we saw a massive institutional inflow. The same thing happened with Ethereum. And now Litecoin is next. Analysts are putting the odds of approval at 90% before the year's end. And when it happens, institutional demand could send Litecoin skyrocketing, just like we saw with BTC and ETH. Let me tell you this, when institutions line up, when regulators approve, and when liquidity pours in, retail investors will rush in at the last minute while the real players have already secured their bags. Will you be ready? Litecoin's edge over Bitcoin, evolution versus stagnation. Bitcoin is digital gold, but it moves slow. That's by design. Litecoin, however, is agile. It evolves, it adapts. The biggest minds in crypto have said it. Litecoin is what Bitcoin was supposed to be. It's fast, it's efficient, it's practical for daily use. That's why some of the biggest Bitcoin OGs are now quietly supporting Litecoin. Bitcoin's block wars created forks and infighting. Litecoin, it stayed the course. It has a clear vision, strong governance, and an active founder pushing it forward. And when the industry needs a testing ground for the biggest Bitcoin upgrades, where do they go? Litecoin. The road to $1,000, Litecoin. Now, let's talk numbers. Back in 2021, analysts predicted Litecoin could hit $1,000. It didn't happen then, but the mechanisms are in place now. If Bitcoin reaches $150,000 in the next cycle, technical indicators suggest Litecoin could land between $900, $1,100. This is not a pipe dream. This is math, market structure, and history in motion. But here's the catch. By the time everyone realizes it, the opportunity will be gone. Retail traders will FOMO in at the peak while the whales take their profits. So let me ask you this. Are you watching from the sidelines, or are you positioning yourself before the tsunami hits? Because make no mistake, the institutions already have. Final thoughts. The future doesn't belong to those who wait. It belongs to those who see the trend before it happens. Litecoin is not just another altcoin. It's a financial instrument, a global payment solution, and a gateway to the next phase of crypto adoption. And now you know what they know. The only question left is, what are you going to do about it? Institutions are making a calculated move into Litecoin, recognizing its potential as a high-risk, high-reward asset that mirrors the relationship between silver and gold in traditional finance. This is not a random shift or a speculative gamble. It is a deliberate, strategic play by the biggest financial players in the world. These institutions operate with extensive research, risk assessments, and long-term projections, meaning when they place their bets, they do so with conviction. Litecoin's appeal lies in its deep liquidity, its well-established presence in the crypto ecosystem, and its ability to serve as a complementary asset to Bitcoin rather than a direct competitor. It offers something Bitcoin doesn't: faster transactions, optional privacy features, and a structure that allows for smoother integration into payment systems. Institutions see this as an opportunity to gain exposure to a more agile, scalable alternative to Bitcoin while maintaining a level of security and decentralization that is trusted in the crypto space. Beyond its technical strengths, Litecoin's historical stability and longevity in the market provide additional confidence. It has survived multiple bear markets, adapted to technological shifts, and maintained its relevance in an industry where countless projects have faded into obscurity. That kind of resilience signals to institutions that Litecoin is not just another passing trend, but a core asset with real staying power. Another key factor driving institutional interest is the growing expectation of a spot Litecoin ETF approval. With analysts placing the likelihood at 90%, institutions are moving preemptively to secure their positions before retail investors flood in. The precedent has already been set when Bitcoin's and Ethereum's ETFs gained approval, institutional inflows skyrocketed, leading to substantial price increase. Institutions are now positioning themselves to ride the next wave, and Litecoin is at the center of that strategy. On top of that, Litecoin's extensive integration across the financial system makes it a practical and accessible asset. It is supported by Fidelity, one of the world's largest asset managers, and widely accepted across asset ads payment systems, and even major retailers. These integrations make it easier for institutions to onboard and manage Litecoin within their portfolios, reinforcing the confidence that it will remain a valuable player in the long run. Institutions are not emotional investors. They move based on data, risk mitigation, and long-term profitability. Their increasing presence in Litecoin signals that they see something many retail investors are missing. They understand that while Bitcoin remains the dominant store of value, Litecoin is carving out its own lane as a fast, efficient, and widely accepted digital asset with the potential for significant growth. Those who recognize this shift early will be in the best position to capitalize on what's coming. Litecoin stands out in the cryptocurrency space because of its unique combination of speed, security, privacy, and deep-rooted integrations, making it one of the most efficient and widely used digital assets for payments. Unlike Bitcoin, which is often viewed as a store of value similar to gold, Litecoin was designed for day-to-day transactions, a digital currency that is both fast and practical for real-world use. One of Litecoin's biggest advantages is its faster transaction speeds. With a block time of just 2.5 minutes, Litecoin processes transactions 4 times faster than Bitcoin, making it far more suitable for retail payments and business transactions. Speed is critical in the modern financial landscape, where consumers and merchants expect instant transactions. Whether it's paying for goods and services or transferring money across borders, Litecoin offers a seamless, low-latency solution that can keep up with demand. Security is another defining feature of Litecoin. It operates on a proof-of-work consensus mechanism similar to Bitcoin, which ensures that transactions are verified and protected by a decentralized network of miners. This high level of security makes Litecoin one of the most trusted cryptocurrencies in the market. Unlike newer, unproven projects, Litecoin has been around for over a decade, proving its resilience through multiple market cycles, regulatory shifts, and technological advancements. Institutions and investors see this longevity as a sign of strength, an indicator that Litecoin is here to stay. Beyond speed and security, Litecoin also offers optional privacy features that set it apart from other major cryptocurrencies. In 2022, Litecoin integrated Mimblewimble extension blocks, MWEB, an upgrade that enables confidential transactions. This feature allows users to enhance the privacy of their transactions without compromising the transparency of the overall network. In an era where financial privacy is becoming a growing concern, the ability to choose privacy when needed makes Litecoin a versatile asset, appealing to both individuals and businesses looking for secure and discreet transactions. Litecoin's widespread integrations across the financial ecosystem make it one of the most accessible cryptocurrencies in the world. Wherever Bitcoin is accepted, Litecoin is likely to be found as well. It is supported by thousands of ATMs, integrated into major payment systems, and accepted by a growing number of businesses globally. Even Fidelity, one of the largest asset managers in the world, supports Litecoin alongside Bitcoin and Ethereum, further solidifying its status as a key player in the crypto space. These integrations don't just make Litecoin easier to use, they make it impossible to ignore. Litecoin is not just another altcoin. It is a well-established, high-performance digital asset with real-world utility. Its combination of speed, security, privacy, and accessibility makes it an ideal cryptocurrency for payments and everyday transactions. With deep institutional interest and increasing adoption, Litecoin is proving that it is more than just the silver to Bitcoin's gold. It is a powerhouse in its own right. The potential approval of a spot Litecoin ETF represents a pivotal moment for the cryptocurrency market, one that could ignite a surge of institutional investment and dramatically reshape Litecoin's valuation. For years, institutional investors have sought regulated and accessible avenues to gain exposure to crypto assets without the complexities of direct ownership. The approval of a Litecoin ETF would provide exactly that, a fully compliant traditional investment vehicle that allows large-scale investors, hedge funds, pension funds, and retail traders to buy and hold Litecoin with ease. Analysts are placing the likelihood of this ETF approval at 90%, a staggering probability that suggests we are on the verge of a historic shift. If approved, this ETF would open the floodgates for billions of dollars to flow into Litecoin, just as we saw with Bitcoin's and Ethereum's spot ETFs. When Bitcoin's ETF received regulatory approval, it led to an explosion in price and demand as major financial institutions and asset managers rushed to secure their positions. The same phenomenon is expected with Litecoin as institutional investors recognize its deep liquidity, strong market presence, and long-standing reputation in the crypto space. An ETF would not only drive institutional capital into Litecoin, but also increase its credibility and mainstream adoption. Once a crypto asset becomes accessible through a traditional ETF, it gains instant legitimacy in the eyes of the financial world. Banks, investment firms, and asset managers that previously hesitated to engage with Litecoin due to regulatory concerns will now have a secure and compliant way to integrate it into their portfolios. This isn't just speculation. It's the same pattern we saw with Bitcoin and Ethereum, both of which saw unprecedented institutional demand following their ETF approvals. Moreover, the introduction of a spot Litecoin ETF would significantly reduce barriers for retail investors, allowing them to gain exposure to Litecoin without needing to navigate cryptocurrency exchanges, wallets, or private key management. This ease of access will likely lead to a surge in demand as mainstream investors look to diversify their holdings beyond Bitcoin and Ethereum. With Litecoin's historically undervalued price relative to its fundamental strengths, many investors see this as an opportunity to front-run the coming institutional wave before it fully unfolds. The approval of an ETF would also amplify market liquidity, reducing price volatility and making Litecoin an even more attractive asset for large investors. Increased liquidity allows for smoother trading, reduces market manipulation, and creates a more stable environment for long-term price appreciation. With a supply cap of only 84 million LTC, a sudden influx of institutional demand could dramatically tighten the market, driving prices upward as supply struggles to keep up. When institutional players move, they move strategically and ahead of the curve. The fact that multiple asset managers have already filed for spot Litecoin ETFs indicates that they see immense value in positioning themselves early. They are not waiting for retail investors to catch up. They are securing their stakes now, knowing that once approval is granted, demand will surge and prices will follow. All signs point to the inevitable. A spot Litecoin ETF is not just a possibility, it's a near certainty, and when that approval comes, the floodgates of institutional capital will open, propelling Litecoin into a new era of mainstream adoption, price appreciation, and financial dominance. Litecoin possesses a distinct evolutionary advantage that sets it apart from Bitcoin, giving it the ability to adapt, innovate, and grow while maintaining the principles of decentralization. Unlike Bitcoin, which has a more rigid governance structure and a slower decision-making process due to its vast and often divided community, Litecoin benefits from a more agile and unified development framework. This allows it to integrate new technologies, implement upgrades, and refine its functionality much faster than its larger counterpart. Bitcoin's status as digital gold means it prioritizes security, immutability, and resistance to change, which, while valuable, also makes it difficult to evolve quickly. Every major upgrade to Bitcoin's protocol requires extensive debate, coordination, and community consensus, often leading to years of delays or, in some cases, outright rejection of proposed changes. Litecoin, on the other hand, operates with a more flexible and streamlined governance approach, allowing it to quickly adopt cutting-edge advancements without compromising its decentralized nature. This agility has allowed Litecoin to serve as a testing ground for Bitcoin's future upgrades, proving its ability to integrate and refine groundbreaking innovations before they are implemented on the Bitcoin network. Key upgrades such as segregated witness, SegWit, and the Lightning Network were both successfully tested on Litecoin before Bitcoin adopted them. More recently, Litecoin introduced Mimblewimble extension blocks, MEB, a privacy-enhancing feature that gives users optional transaction confidentiality, something that Bitcoin has yet to implement. Having a single active founder in Charlie Lee has also provided Litecoin with a clear vision and direction, helping to steer development efficiently without the infighting and fragmentation seen in other cryptocurrency communities. Unlike many Bitcoin forks, which struggled with governance conflicts and leadership disputes, Litecoin has maintained a cohesive and goal-oriented roadmap. Charlie Lee's continued involvement, along with the work of the Litecoin Foundation, has ensured that Litecoin consistently evolves in response to market demands, regulatory shifts, and technological advancements. Litecoin's commitment to innovation while preserving decentralization is what makes it a unique hybrid in the crypto space, a network that is both secure and adaptable. It retains Bitcoin's proof-of-work security model while embracing the speed, efficiency, and flexibility needed for real-world transactions. This balance positions Litecoin as an ideal medium of exchange, one that can seamlessly integrate new payment solutions, layer 2 scaling technologies, and even DeFi applications as the crypto landscape continues to evolve. While Bitcoin remains the dominant store of value, Litecoin's ability to quickly integrate advancements, optimize for usability, and maintain its core principles of decentralization ensures that it remains one of the most relevant and widely adopted cryptocurrencies in the world. This ability to evolve at the speed of innovation is what gives Litecoin its enduring edge in an industry that demands constant adaptation and progress. The path to a $1,000 Litecoin is not just speculation, it is a projection grounded in historical data, market trends, and fundamental adoption drivers. Litecoin has consistently followed predictable cycles, mirroring Bitcoin's movements, but with amplified volatility, making it a higher risk, higher reward asset. Analysts and investors who study these cycles recognize that Litecoin has a strong potential to surge to $900, $1,000, $100, and this time the conditions are more favorable than ever. One of the biggest catalysts behind Litecoin's price appreciation is its deepening adoption across financial and payment networks. As one of the most widely accepted cryptocurrencies, Litecoin is integrated into thousands of ATMs, major payment processors, and merchant services worldwide. It has been embraced by Fidelity, one of the largest asset managers, and is regularly included in institutional crypto portfolios alongside Bitcoin and Ethereum. This widespread accessibility ensures that Litecoin remains relevant as a transactional currency, setting it apart from other altcoins that struggle with real-world use cases. Another significant factor is the upcoming spot Litecoin ETF, which has a 90% probability of approval according to industry analysts. If history is any indicator, the introduction of a Litecoin ETF could trigger massive institutional inflows, similar to what happened when Bitcoin and Ethereum received their ETF approvals. The surge in liquidity, coupled with increased exposure to mainstream investors, could create a supply shock, driving Litecoin's price upward as demand outpaces availability. Market trends also support the possibility of a 4- to 5-fold increase in Litecoin's value. Historically, Litecoin has rallied in tandem with Bitcoin, often experiencing sharper gains due to its smaller market capitalization. If Bitcoin reaches a projected cycle top of $150,000, Litecoin's price, based on historical ratios, would likely climb into the $900 to $1,100 range. The technical indicators also suggest that Litecoin is gaining strength against Ethereum and Bitcoin, breaking out of long-term consolidation phases, which further reinforces the bullish outlook for LTC. Scarcity will play a crucial role in Litecoin's price appreciation. With a fixed supply of 84 million LTC, Litecoin benefits from the same deflationary mechanics that drive Bitcoin's value over time. As institutional investors begin accumulating Litecoin through ETFs, custody services, and trading platforms, the available circulating supply will shrink, further intensifying price appreciation through market scarcity. Retail investors, often late to the game, will likely enter the market once Litecoin breaks key psychological price levels, fueling FOMO-driven momentum. Historically, Litecoin has experienced explosive breakouts when demand surpasses available supply, and a rally beyond previous all-time highs would likely trigger another wave of speculative interest. Beyond the technical and institutional factors, Litecoin's continued development and integration with new technologies will also serve as long-term price drivers. Its role as a testbed for Bitcoin innovations, its expanding ecosystem in DeFi and wrapped assets, and its seamless integration with Layer 2 payment solutions ensure that Litecoin remains at the forefront of blockchain adoption. All these elements combined, adoption, integrations, institutional support, and market structure, create the perfect storm for Litecoin to make its long-awaited move towards $1,000. The opportunity is clear. Those who recognize the trend before it happens will be the ones who capitalize on it when the market catches up. The future is unfolding before our eyes, and the signs could not be clearer. Litecoin is not just another altcoin. It is a financial instrument, a technological powerhouse, and a gateway to the next phase of institutional adoption. The institutions see it, the analysts predict it, the integrations, the ETF approvals, the adoption, everything is lining up for a historic shift. But here's the truth. By the time the mainstream realizes it, the opportunity will be gone. The biggest moves in financial history don't happen when everyone is watching. They happen when only a few are paying attention. The institutions are already positioning themselves. The smart money is already flowing in. And soon, when the spotlight is on, it will be too late to buy in at the best levels. So the question isn't whether Litecoin has the potential to break past $1,000. The question is, will you be ahead of the curve or will you be watching from the sidelines? Because in the end, the markets don't wait, the opportunities don't wait, and time doesn't wait. The future belongs to those who see it before it happens.